great day. So I want to talk about the GoPro VOLTA. My biggest problems with the VOLTA, so a couple things. I'm not a big fan of like the tripods that like lean like this. Sure, they're more sturdy for like the smaller vibe of it, but it's actually more annoying. You have to like kind of pick at the arms. You can't just, it's not an easy, quick process, especially with one hand, because that's a lot of times how I'm, when I'm out in the field photographing, a lot of things is one-handed. So like trying to have this like fiddly gimmick is a bummer. That's whatever though. That's not that big of a deal. I think my biggest problem was connection issues, like the buttons hit and record. I had that a few times. Once it happened once, I was already really annoyed with it, and it happened the second time. I didn't want to use the button anymore. I would actually just manually hit the GoPro record button. And to be honest, I think after my fourth outing with it, I knew I was going to sell it because the battery would die. It didn't seem like it really gave me much more time. Like it gave me more time than a single battery, but the problem is it lasts a little bit longer than a single battery. But when it dies, all you have left is a bulky, selfie stick. There's way better small little tripods that I would prefer to use. And I'd just rather deal with the quick battery change, because that's the thing. When the battery dies, you're done with it. You have to plug it in somewhere. It doesn't have the VOLTA grip doesn't have external battery, so you have to take that out. And then so once that dies, then you can use an internal battery, which you have to take off the handle anyways and change the battery. So it's actually like, sure, it actually does extend your battery life, but you're going to have an even worse problem where you're going to have not as good handle to walk around with your GoPro once it's dead, because it's going to die soon after anyways. So that's kind of why I sold it. I mean, it's not kind of, that is why I sold it, because I just have a non-versatile camera grip along with me for my GoPro, and it took up more room because it's so bulky, and it also wasn't as good because the other one it's skinnier, has a ball head, so you can have it in any type of direction. Just a regular small mini tripod made way more sense for me, because I could just carry more GoPro batteries. I carry them all the time anyways when I was shooting. You can stick them in your back pocket. But when you have that big bulky VOLTA, and then when it's dead too, you have to either have it plugged in or you have a wire dangling around, because you can't remove the whole wire. So you have this like dangly wire. It was just, the idea, I get it. I mean, it was intriguing for me, but it didn't seem like it even lasts. I don't know. Like it was more frustrating than anything, because I'm like, it's just another thing that dies quick with the GoPro. And then, me with my history of GoPro, I use them, but they're so frustrating. I couldn't even hang with the VOLTA. So, but yeah, that's my review on the GoPro VOLTA. If that doesn't bother you, if it's something where you feel like it's still gonna be useful, I mean, it's made very well. I will say that GoPro does make like the actual like the handle itself. You can tell it's well made. So I'll give them that. But yeah, I still had connection issues though, so it definitely for me was an easy sell. Got rid of that. Went just back to simple, keeping things simple, and that's how I'm doing a lot of things with content going forward. So, anyways, GoPro VOLTA just wasn't for me. Hope this helped you out in any way if you're on the fence, because it is not a cheap. I think that was like 120 or something like that. It's definitely not cheap. I think I'm gonna use like a Ulanzi, or however you say that, mini tripod's my favorite one. I think it's like $16. It doesn't have a battery thing or anything like that, but it's my favorite handheld gimmick for sure for the GoPro. And I also use it for the Sony ZV-1, so it definitely can handle the weight of like a little point shoot camera as well. So anyways, hope you liked this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and definitely check out my website, GoPsmitty.com, and subscribe to the email list. You'll definitely like the content coming there. So I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.